Hey, what's up YouTube? Bo Art Takeover here, back with another action figure review. Today we have the Mortal Kombat Lord Raiden figure from Storm Collectibles. Now let's get into it. Mortal Kombat, Storm Collectibles. Who better to clash 2 and 2 with? Storm Collectibles is probably one of my favorite companies that's going out there these days. They're going strong. Their past Mortal Kombat figures have been hit after hit, but I almost didn't get this guy, and the reason being is, I'm a fan of what they've been doing, but lately the past couple of releases they've been kind of upscaling their figures, and I didn't really like where it was going. But I took a chance, and this guy was sitting in my box for a couple weeks, and I finally decided to open him up, and I decided I should review this guy. Anyways, let's take a closer look and see what's going on with him. The top of his hat, he's saying, is just a little over 7 inches.
Where the hell is this guy? There he is.
Alright, taking a quick look at this guy close up with his hat off. I do like the facial features that they've sculpted for him. He does have a lot of sculpt work going on for the face. I do like that. I do like what they've done with the eyes. It looks like maybe a white sprayed or maybe painted over gray maybe. You can see some sculpting for the ears, the back of the head. Moving down to the lower body. Some sculpt work around the, I don't know what that's called, the shirt over part piece. I do like this part right here. The material that they use is soft. It's got a squishy type of torso. Very floppy. I do like that. There's a rotation for the sash type of part. It's soft, but we'll get into all that. I don't know what these are called, but they look cool. Painted nice. Got some wraps. A lot of sculpt work for the pants, the wrinkles. You got the wrinkles, the little wraps for the feet. Got some detail for the shoes. That looks cool. It has a bit of a brush at the pants and at the wrap and at the shoes, but of course my camera's not going to be able to pick it up. But let's take a look at his hat. Hat looks good. Looks like maybe some type of goldish orange, dry brushed over a darker color. Looks alright. Here's the strap for it. Take a look at under it. Got a little flop to it. I wouldn't try to stretch it out or anything. I'll show you real quick just how to put it on. The way the head is sculpted, it sits actually pretty nice. So just like that, it just goes right under the chin. And you can kind of adjust the hat too a little bit, so this idea is almost ingenious. All right, so let's get into the articulation. Taking a quick look at the articulation, he's got a long ball peg that connects into the head, runs through the neck, and connects into a cavity down there. So as such, he can move his head down about that much. So that's pretty good, full range. He can move his head up about that much. So that's pretty good. He's got a full range for that too. It's got full range for the head. You get a tilt right there for the head. Looks good. You can wiggle it around just a little bit, and you can kind of rock it to the side using that ball peg. So he's got a lot of range for that. So that looks pretty good. The arms, there is a hinge connected to a ball going into a socket, so he can get a forward movement about that much. Go back about that much. His arms can come up about, try not to pop these things out. If you stretch it too far, it can pop out, but it pops back in pretty easily. It's a rather pleasant sound. So that's as far as the arms can go up, so that's pretty good. You get a bicep swivel. Let me bring them in a little closer. Bicep swivel. Got a double joint for the elbows. It comes in about that much. So that's not bad. You got a ball hinge for the wrist. Get his hands inward about that much. So that's pretty good. Get it out about that much. Of course, you can rotate it around, get some variation with it. His hands do pop off easily if you stretch them out, but once you have them on, it's a pretty snug fit. So yeah, you get full range for the shoulders. You also get a type of shift motion too. Right there. And the same applies, of course, for the other arm. For the torso, this part right here is a separate piece from the white part. So you can get him around. Mine's is pretty tight. I'm not even going to try to, move it too much more than that. But he can also rotate at the top too, in that little chest cavity. So go in about that much. So that's awesome. And hopefully this thing doesn't warp. I don't know too much about this material they're using right there, but hopefully not. You can go back about that much. Storm Collectibles. And as I mentioned, he does get a rotation right there. This is a very, very soft material, and it just popped out. So I'm not going to be able to put that back on video. I'll have to mess with it later. But luckily it hasn't ripped. I've heard about a lot of people's their belts ripping on them. Their sash parts ripping on them. So, I'm trying to steer clear of that area. But anyways, I heard you can remove this thing, but, I'm not going to do all that. This white part right here actually is glued to the pelvic area. I don't know why they did that. That's not a good decision right there at all. You can get a side-to-side motion using that ball peg right there. His legs can go up about that far, but I would be careful with it as to not rip this part right here. Can go inward about that much, so that's pretty good. Get the full splits going. So that's awesome. He also has a rotation at the thigh. For the knees, he can go, first off, there is a toe hinge right there. It is kind of loose, but toe can go up about that much. So that could be a little better, but it can go down about that much. So that's cool. You can get a little rocker going too for it. Taking a look at the packaging, you got your standard Storm Collectibles packaging, age 17 and up, 112 action figures, Storm Collectibles, Mortal Kombat Raiden. I do like how they did the box. Let me see if I can try to capture the angle for you, but yeah, I won't be able to capture the angle, but the way the eyes are done, like you can kind of rotate it around to get some little gloss and stuff, like adjust the angle and stuff. It kind of shines a little bit, but that's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's the side of the box. Here's the back, some accessories, a character, maybe a little bio, some logos, some legal stuff, barcode, bottom, and it's the other side, and then that's that side. As he comes with a set of electric hands. Looking at these close up, there's not a lot of sculpt work going on for him. It's not a lot of detail. And it looks a little sloppy. If you get too close, yeah, just a little bit of detail. The electricity looks all right. Also get these two standalone electric effects. You also get these two larger standalone electric effects. And I do not know how to actually, if there's a port or something, I'm supposed to put this thing onto this guy, or, a stand, or maybe. I think you just kind of configure this stuff around them. It's got a slight flex to it. I wouldn't go around bending it and nothing like that. Comes with two tiger palm type of hands. Comes with these two hands. Looks like they're almost used for like transmutation or something. Then you got your karate chop hands. You got these two other style pose hands right here. That looks cool. You also got your fist hands. Taking a quick look at his alternate heads. They look pretty good. It's got the same amount of sculpt work. You got the grit and teeth over here, and then you got the mouth open a little bit on this one. Both are painted pretty nice. Looks good. And then the last accessory he comes with is like an exploding head accessory. Let me see if I can get up close and show you guys what's going on with that. What's that? Don't mind that little speck. Whatever that was. But yeah, the paint is not so good on this one. You got a little bit of, I don't know if that's glue or something, but it's kind of stuck to that part. It could be a little cleaner too at the back. That just looks like it's just smeared on. It doesn't look like blood matted into the hair or nothing like that. But other than that, it looks all right. A little head pig at the bottom, and I'll show you how to pop that in right quick. You just grab your random Storm Collectibles, pop the head off. I don't know why I put that much force on it just now. You see how it popped out. You just pop this on, It's my first time doing this, so bear with me. It's rather tight. See, I haven't heard a snap or anything, but so this is how that looks. Head looks just a little small. For your size comparisons, here we have them next to the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Reptile figure and the 2020 exclusive Samurai Showdown Hammer figure. Next, here we have them next to the Kotobukiya Zero model kit and the Mayfek Cyclops. Next, we have them next to two NECA figures. We have the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Michelangelo figure from the movie and the NECA Ninja Gaiden figure. Next, here we have them next to the Marvel Legends Shang-Chi figure and the McFarlane Inferno figure. And lastly, here we have them next to the Art Bones NYC the Specimen figure with the custom robe on and the SH Figuarts Sagat figure. The final thoughts on this figure, basically, I think the figure looks good. As far as the sculpt work looks good. The paint could be a little bit better. It could be sealed a little better. As you can see, I got some chip marks on the neck, you know, so that's kind of disappointing. You got to be mindful of the rest of the joints as well. As far as that, as far as accessories, he's got a pretty good amount of hands. You got all of the options you pretty much need. He's got a good amount of faces as well. He's got a good amount of accessories too, as far as the energy effects. You know, he's got about he got about 6 different accessories you could put on him, you know, and just have fun with for your photos and stuff. As far as the energy effects themselves, I mean, it doesn't exactly speak electricity to me. It kind of reminds me more of like a coral reef, but I mean, it'll do, you know. I think it's all right, you know, so yeah, it'll work. For me, the best part about this figure is going to be the articulation. I didn't think that he was going to have that much articulation, and I don't know why I thought that, you know. It's Storm Collectibles, you know. Storm Collectibles always does a pretty decent job, you know, but overall, I gotta say, ultimately, this figure is awesome. That's my video. You liked the video, give it a thumbs up. You didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you haven't. Stay tuned for more content. Till then, peace.